Hello and welcome back to DJI Studios. Glad to have you back. All right, so we're diving off from our last thing we did with the Mavic Air 2 Fly More combo. Is we did the unboxing first. So now we're gonna do all the necessary setup and pre-flight checklist stuff. So the very first thing you need to do, well, at least if you live in the United States, is to register your drone with the FAA. We got all these batteries charged from the unboxing, controller, everything is ready to go, but you need to definitely register. So let's go to the computer and show you how it's done. All right, so here we are at the computer, and we're going to talk about how to register your drone. If you live in the United States, you are required to register any drone that is over 250 grams or 250 grams or higher, which is 0.55 pounds. There is only one place to register your drone, not any other scam crap you might see on the internet. The only place to register is at FAAdronezone.faa.gov. So here we are at the site, and you have two options to create your account. If you are a recreational flyer who is not planning on making any money flying your drone or selling your footage, and you're just doing it as a hobby, then you can register under the exception for recreational flyers, which you can fly any drone up to 55 pounds. It's $5 one time for 3 years, which is fair, and we're going to go over some stuff. If you want to sell your footage or make money as a business, then you must register as Part 107 or as a public aircraft. Then you have to take a test which costs like 150 bucks, and then it's $5 per drone. And we're not going to get into that. We're just going to do the hobbyist. I am currently a hobbyist. I'm not doing this for a business. I simply am doing a non-monetized YouTube channel at this point. So at some point I will register to be the Part 107. But currently, I'm not trying to further my business. It is just for fun. So let's get started here. As again, FAAdronezone.faa.gov. I'll put the links in the description. So the first thing you need to do is create an account. But there's some things we're going to go over here. First off, if you'd like, you can get to the link from this first page here to this page. If you would like to read the drone laws, that's probably a good read. It's 462 pages in this PDF that they let you download right here, which of course it's a bunch of small text on a lot of wasted paper, which I guess is wasted digital paper, but that's the government wasting stuff even in a digital format. So you could scroll through and read this if you want to. Maybe you should. I haven't, but that's the drone laws for the United States. As I said, it's $5 for register drone, and that's good for 3 years. And then if you were Part 107, it's $5 per drone for 3 years. The other one, the recreational one, you can just do $5 and have as many drones as you want. But coming in the future, you also are going to have to pass an aeronautical knowledge and safety test. They haven't came up with that yet, but if you register and then maybe 2 months from now, or maybe it's already in effect by the time you see this, you will have to take a test similar to the 107, but maybe not as in depth. But they are working on that for even the recreational flyers. So things that you agree to when you register your drone are you're going to fly below 400 feet. You're going to keep your drone within line of sight at all times. You're going to be aware of all the FAA airspace restrictions, which you can also read about. You're going to respect privacy. You're never going to fly near other aircrafts, especially near airports. You're never going to fly with groups of people, public events, or stadiums, and never fly near emergencies such as fires or hurricane recovery efforts, and never fly under the influence of drugs or alcohol. All right, so you can read all about that. I'm going to put all the links in the description. But once you register your drone, you're going to get a FAA registration number, which you have to put on the side of your drone, or every drone that you have if you're just doing the recreational. So if you see this graphic here, which you can also download, it shows you got to put a sticker or label on the outside of your drone, visible, not hidden. It can be an engraving, a permanent label, permanent marker, however you want to do it. It just has to be on each one of your drones. So there's also apps you can download to kind of give you authorization where you can fly. It's called Before You Fly. This is the official FAA app that shows you, where airports are and what area you are in, and tries to make you not fly in bad areas. Even though the newest DJI drone, the Mavic Air 2, and some of the other ones has built-in ways to detect where you're at and won't let you take off in certain areas without authorization. So once you've got everything registered on there, they let you print out a card, which looks like this, which I'll show you the actual card. You can see I just used a fake name here, and again, that other number on the other page was also fake. But this is what you get to print out a PDF with your real registration number, and you can cut it out and laminate it, whatever. You got to keep this with you at all times, along with the labeling of your drone. So that's about it for the registration information. It's mandatory in the United States, whether you like it or not. So do that before you even take your drone out for the first flight. Let's get back to the video. All right, we got some breaking news. Well, it's not so much breaking. It happened on May 13th, 2020. It's an ongoing lawsuit between a company called Autel and DJI, or actually DJI started a lawsuit in 2016 against them for copying the Phantom 3 similarities, and it's been countersuit after countersuit until now, and it might continue, but as of right now, this company, lawyers, I'm guessing, step-toed, did some stepping on DJI's toes, and this judgment could go in effect. Hopefully not. Hopefully they come up with an agreement or pay Autel royalties, or DJI just buys them the hell out. But you might not be able to buy any drones from DJI in the United States as early as July 2020. And parts might be scarce, who knows? I mean, hopefully they come with an agreement, but it includes the Mavic Pro, the Mavic Pro Platinum, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom, Mavic Air, and the Spark. They're also trying to get rid of the Phantom 4 and the Inspire series drones too. So, anything can happen, but hopefully nothing bad happens. I mean, this company Autel is actually a Chinese company who pretends they work out of Washington, who bought this patent from a Canadian company years ago. And basically this whole thing that finalized this last, I guess, judgment is something about the way the motors attach to the drone and folding legs. Either way, I'm putting all this stuff in the description, and it's all legit stuff. Recently, as of May 2020, so depending on when you're watching this, something could have happened bad, or parts could be scarce. DJI could have bought Autel by now, but as of right now, this is where it sits. And you might not be able to buy anything after July 2020, anything related to DJI, at least drone-wise, in the United States. But that's the news. I'll put all the links to all these pages I have up here in the description, and you can just Google it. So, all right, for real, back to the video. All right, so now that we got that registration out the way, definitely, once you get it all done, you can get a, you'll get a printout of an FAA card that allows you. This FAA card you need to have with you at all times while you're flying your drone. And on top of that, you also need to label your drone with your specific FAA number, which this is just a made-up one. Someone will understand the reference, hopefully. And you also should, just to be smart, put your name and phone number on the drone too. So let's start moving some of this stuff out the way. Bye-bye, little toys. All right, so things we're gonna need around here are the drone and the props, and we'll probably keep the controller out here too. All right, so first things first, let's take a look at the drone. We didn't really do that in the unboxing. Let's just start with ripping all these stickers off. All right, so we got all the stickers off. Nope, here's one. One more. All right, so we got stickers are gone except for the one that's keeping the gimbal cover in place, which we will peel that off. All right, so this supposedly has a little squeeze thing here somewhere. There we go. You just pull it forward, and there's bonus stickers inside here. Let's set this down on the ground and peel these little guys off gently. All right, so we got all the stickers off, it looks like. I believe so. There's none on the top. Nope. All right, so take out the battery to see if there's anything secret hidden in there. Nope, nothing in there. All right, so this drone weighs 570 grams, and the propellers we're going to put on are kind of like coated. This has silver on it, which goes on the silver. This has black. You'll see there's no silver on it. That goes there. Oh, nope, that goes there. This is silver. You see the silver here, silver here, silver here, black here, black here. So you can put them on however you want. They kind of just twist on there. So you can keep them folded like this, and you got to hold the motor when you do it and just twist it. Hold the motor. I think it's easier for me to have them open. I don't know. You push down, hold the motor, and turn it the direction. It's kind of opposite on each one. So the silver one, I'm going to hold the motor, push down, and turn. And you can actually, it's easier, I guess, if you just turn the motor, push down, and then just spin the motor the direction that it wants to. That's even easier. See, I'm learning as I go too. So I'm pushing down, turn the motor. Now we got all the props on the right things, and they'll kind of just centrifugally go where they need to, I'm sure, once you fire the drone up. So yeah, these are quick release, low noise folding propellers. All right, so let's do some more rundowns of this thing. We already know about the battery there, and we've got some little pull slots on the sides here. This one is for a micro SD card, and you can put up to a 256 gig micro SD card in there. The internal storage of the drone is 8 gigs of RAM. That is it, 8 gigs of internal storage. But if you buy these micro SD cards, they're relatively cheap. They're like 25 bucks, I think, for these SanDisk right here, 128 gigs. That's all you need. You're not going to fly to where you need 256 gigs. It's better to have a bunch of smaller size ones and swap them out more often than having a big one that you're going to lose all your data on one day. So, all right, so we're going to stick this in here. I'm just guessing, hopefully. We're going to find out the right direction. and I might have picked the wrong direction right off the bat. So we're going to put it in. Oh, maybe I picked the right direction. Let's try it again. Okay, yeah, it's labeled down. So I'm going to push it in there. And now it sticks in there. So there's one SD card loaded, ready to go. All right, then on the other side, we have another little pull door here. And this one, if I can get it to open, is a USB-C port. So if you wanted to plug in your computer, you could do firmware updates, but you can do that over Wi-Fi with the app. So there's, I don't see a reason to have to do anything with that. But maybe one day we'll have to. I don't know. All right, so other things about this drone. It has sensors on the front, right here. That's for obstacle avoidance. Sensors on the back. It has sensors on the bottom for landing. And that's it. There is no side-to-side crash detection system. So you definitely don't want to fly sideways into something. There's nothing on the top either, so you can fly up into a tree and it's not going to care. So just the ground and the front and the back. The drone has a max flight time with 0 wind according to their website, and that's 34 minutes with no wind. So I don't think there's ever been a day where there's no wind, so I don't think you're ever going to get 34 minutes out of the flight time. Probably more like 20, 25, but that's still brilliant. So the battery capacity is 3,500 mAh, which that's why you get the good flight time. Plus their technology is just getting better and better with the motors and the way they do things. In sport mode, this thing can go up to 42 miles an hour, which is pretty fast compared to the old Mavic Air. In normal mode, which is what you're probably going to fly in most of the time, it can go 26.8 miles an hour. And in what's called tripod mode, it can go 11.2 miles an hour. And it can handle winds of up to 23.5 miles an hour, according to the DJI site. But I watched a YouTube video of this guy flying in like 50, 60 mile an hour winds with this thing, and it was handling it perfectly. It has built-in GPS and also GLONASS, which is basically GPS 2. It's a different set of satellites that kind of do the exact same thing that they claim is slightly a little more accurate, but it's combining both of those systems to be super duper accurate in where it's at in the world. This only has a single compass versus the dad or moms, the Mavic Pros. They have 2 compasses, so it's easier to not get lost, or if one of the compass fails, they have a backup compass, where this one, if this compass goes, bye-bye drone, fly away. The camera is a 1/2-inch CMOS sensor camera, and it can do up to 4K 60 frames per second video, which only one other DJI drone can do the 4K 60, so this is a pretty good bang for the buck under $1,000. The camera has an effective megapixels of 12 megapixels, and it can do 48 megapixel massive crazy shots where it takes a bunch of pictures and stitches them together to be one huge ass picture, but apparently it works pretty good. We're going to find out. And the gimbal is a 3-axis pan tilt roll gimbal and is pretty damn stable in the air. It also has a landing light in the bottom that turns on right whenever it gets close to the ground, which I don't know. You're not supposed to fly at night, so I don't know what that's going to do, but maybe it'll help you land better. It also has OcuSync 2.0, which is the video transmission system, which in FCC territory can go up to 6.2 miles, which is pretty crazy. I don't think I'd ever try to fly my drone 6.2 miles, nor could you probably with other interference, unless you're maybe in the absolute middle of nowhere with no signals except your own, then you could maybe do it, but I don't know. You're supposed to keep your drone where you can see it at all times, which I'm sure that doesn't happen with everybody, but if you want to, then you can. And the video transmission signal that comes back for the app has a 720 to 1080p resolution in your phone whenever you're flying the drone, which depending on the latency you're getting, it's either going to be 720 or 1080p, and depending on your phone, which that's decent resolution to be able to see what's going on while you're flying. All right, so we got the props on, we got the SD card in, we talked a little bit about the drone. Now it's time to install the app and get it fired up. Get ready for that first flight. All right, so now we're going to install the DJI Fly app, which is the app that controls the drone. So let's go ahead and start a screen recording here. All right, let's go to our app store and we're going to search for DJI Fly, DJI Fly. All right, so there it is, get. All right, so it's downloaded. Let's go ahead and open the DJI Fly app and turn sideways. Yes, we'll allow it. We're going to skip that. Yep, you can do all the permissions that you want. Access my photos. Allow when using app only on that. I guess I agree to this. And all the other stuff we'll just leave on. And do I want to join the DJI Product Improvement Program? Sure. All right, so now we got to sign in. All right, so now we got logged into the DJI Fly app. We're going to just continue on here. It asks if we want to go through the new user guide, but I'm going to go ahead and skip that right now. And basically, we got the app installed. So after we got the app installed, the next step is to power on the drone. So here we go. All right, so we'll set the phone down here. So basically, the way these things work is if you tap the battery one time, it's gonna just show you how much battery life. We got 4. That means that it's fully charged. And same thing with the controller. If you were to hit the button, we got 4 dots. That's fully charged also. So to make them turn on, which we're going to turn it doesn't matter which one you turn on first, but the way it works is you hit the power button once, then you hold it down, and it bleeps, and now it's on. So it's flashing, waiting to connect to the drone. So now, another thing you got to remember is make sure you have the gimbal cover off whenever you turn your drone on, unless you want to break your camera and gimbal. That's up to you. So remember to take it off because it's going to go bouncing around in there and screw up your camera and gimbal. So definitely make sure to remove it. So we're going to do the same thing with the drone. Press the power button, then hold it down till it fires up. And it's going, it's on. So look at all the lights. So we're on. All right. So now we're going to hit Connect Aircraft in the drone app. And let's see, scrolling over, we only got 2 options, Mavic Mini or Mavic Air 2, because that's the only 2 drones that are under the DJI Fly app right now. So I'm going to hit Mavic Air 2. And it's just telling us to take out the control sticks, blah, blah, blah. We got that on there. Let's go ahead and load our phone up in this also. So the way this works is just like it's showing us. We did this in the unboxing, but oh, I'm hitting all kinds of buttons. So you just pull it out. I'm sure I'll get better at that. But so I'm not going to plug the side thing in. That well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's see how good that works. Which there's 2 sides to this thing. I'm going to have to learn which side is the actual plug. Okay, so this is the one that we need right here. So I need to get it out enough to... All right, we're starting over. See, this is a real world unboxing. Let's get the cable out further here, and let's see which way is the best option to load this iPhone. We're gonna flip it around this way so the cable's closer. So we're gonna pull this back out so it's in there. All right, we're gonna get it, I promise. And then you're gonna stick this into the lightning port. All right, so now we are in. All right, so it knows we're in. It knows there's a SD card in there. So we're gonna confirm that to switch to the SD card. And we're gonna agree to all this. And we're gonna bind my account to this new drone because it's the first time I ever turn it on. It's gonna link it to me. And we got to restart the aircraft. It's doing that all by itself. You can see it just did a reboot, which means it's connected. That's a good thing. All right, now we got more disclaimers. Blah, blah, blah.
The waypoint has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Ooh, our waypoint is updated. All right, so we rebooted, and now we got the SD card confirm again, and aircraft is activated. All right, so right out the box, here we go. We've got firmware update. So this is for the Mavic Air 2. So let's go ahead and do that. We're doing it wirelessly. It's downloading. So I'm gonna speed this up. All right, now it's installing the firmware. Definitely do not turn the drone off or your controller off during this process, unless you want to brick your drone right off the bat. But again, that's up to you there. Should I do it? Nah, I'm not gonna do it. 45%. Speeding up again. A little over halfway there. So according to this screen, it's firmware version 1.00.0130. It fixed the occasional issue where video was abnormal when recorded to aircraft. That's good. And optimized the smart return to home. 69%. Oh, it's rebooting. Looks like. All right, we're getting some action. It's doing stuff. Still at 70%. But now the controller's doing bleeps and blips. Maybe it's doing firmware and the controller too at the same time. We're up to 85%. All right, the firmware is installed. All right, so I guess we hit the X button here. Is that, or is it going to continue to something else? All right, so we got it all. Mavic 2 firmware installed. So the next thing is to go fly, but we're not going to do that in this video. We're just doing all the pre-flight checklist stuff here, but you can see I'm controlling the gimbal right now. You can see the camera that's filming me. I heard these things actually do pretty good with recording some vlogging. You can use your drone to vlog, so let's just do a test on that before we end this video. I'm just going to hit record. Oh, that was a picture. We just took a picture. So let's switch to video. Here we go. Video. Let's just 30 frames per second is fine. 4K. That's good. All right, so let's just go ahead and do that. see how good this drone is for a vlogging device. It's pretty hot. The drone is very hot, but I can't see. Oh, here we go. Let's all right, I'm gimbaling down. Got a lot of light on here, but yeah, this is there we go. We're vlogging with a Mavic Air 2, and if you hold it too long, it's going to burn the crap out of your hand. So I would not suggest using it for very long unless you want to wear some gloves or something. But there you go. All right, guys, so that's a wrap on this video. We're going to go ahead and end it now. And we've learned a lot in this video about the setup, and we've had some fumbles and touchdowns all in the same thing. But you know, you got to register your drone, you know how to install the Fly app, you know how to update the firmware, you learned a little bit about the drone, and the next one we're going to go fly it. So we're going to take it outside and we're going to fire it up and go up in the air. So thanks for watching. Be sure to watch the first video, the unboxing, if you haven't, and get ready for the next one where we're going to actually fly it. And then we're going to do more stuff. This is not going to be the end after the fly one. So we're going to put this little guy through the tests. And be sure to like and subscribe to Dakram Studios for more crazy unboxing / learning things as you go, real world style. Have a wonderful day, and please remember to use your damn turn signals. Thanks for stopping by Dakram Studios. Please hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And maybe watch another video. Have a wonderful day.